Yo, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. I'm just going to touch on a subject that I feel like a lot of people ask me a ton in the Instagram DMs, a ton with my Hacks athletes, and a ton with just people in general, with working out, with training, with eating, with fueling, with just living the way you know you should be, but you don't know how to maybe do that. And that's staying motivated. And yeah, it's really on staying motivated. I wrote a couple tips down here, but I'm just gonna kind of let it flow, like me talking to you, because I like these videos of me just kind of talking to the camera, but making it seem like I'm talking with you, because I really want to do this to have a big effect on a lot of people, and to just say what I feel like. I want to say, Blake feels this and I feel this way, and definitely the motivation part is a big part of anyone's life. I noticed that I've kind of been good at it. I don't know if you would even call it motivation or just keeping with it, keeping it consistent, because this past couple weeks it's been a huge change in my life, a huge change in Hacks. A lot of people wanting to join Hacks, and a lot of questions that I've been getting through how Hacks has grown, how I've kind of stayed persistent on the growth of it, how I've kept up with my training, as well as doing all these other things like running Hacks, running my marketing, running my digital marketing agency, moving to Austin, moving to Kelowna, still growing Hacks and running all this stuff, and how I still keep myself and my internal values in relevancy to my life, because it is easy to get caught up. It is super easy. I always get caught up, but I always notice that I get myself back to it. So I'm just gonna talk on how I get myself back to it, because every time, almost a lot of the time, someone joins Hacks, someone starts a training plan, a meal plan, whatever, a new thing in life, it's like this first 2 week to 3 week block where it's fun, it's new, it's interesting, but then once you get in the hard parts of it, like after the 2 to 3 weeks, it's hard. It gets more like a job, it gets more like work, and it is work because it's not new anymore. It's hard, it's repetitive. I had this a lot when I was growing up, kind of starting businesses and starting things online, like I was reselling shoes, I was doing fence building, I was doing construction. I started my own like little companies and businesses when I was younger, but I noticed that I always quit stuff after it started to get hard, and I think that's the block where a lot of people have trouble with after the 2 to 3 weeks, to stay with it after it gets hard. And I'm just here to say it will get hard. It's not going to be easy, and that's normal. It is totally normal for it to be hard and to keep working through it, because just like in life, it will be hard. Stuff will be hard. Stuff will be easy. Stuff will be really enjoyable. And just like I talked on my video before, is that a third of the time it will be really good, a third of the time it will be average, and a third of the time it will be horrible. And just like training in Ironmans, it is hard. It is hard as shit. It is very damn hard. But just like anything that has a big reward, it's a big risk. And what does Ironman training have? It has a lot of time commitment, a lot of financial commitment, and a lot of things you are giving up. It's a big commitment. You have a lot of things that you could be doing. I could be building Hacks more. I could be spending more time with a lot of people. I could be traveling more. I could be going back to school. I could be doing so many other things, but then you have to think about, you are doing this now. You are really meant to be here doing this training right now. And you totally could be doing other things, but you will definitely be thinking about this now. Same for myself. When I was playing hockey and I was thinking about doing this fitness and content creation, I was always thinking about the fitness journey and, oh, what if I quit hockey and started doing content online and doing this sort of thing? It was scary to me, and we're scared. When we are in a situation and we think of other things that seem better, like the grass is always greener on the other side, that's super relevant to think of. I think of it all the time. You probably think of it all the time. Just like, for example, when I see people like Nick Bear and Nathan French, they look crazy. They look unreal. I'm like, I should be bodybuilding. Why am I doing Ironman? Bodybuilding looks so cool. But then if I go do that, I'm going to be looking at this, at Ironman. Why didn't I stick to this? So it's really dialing in on what you're doing now and just focusing in on it. And knowing you're doing this Ironman training for a reason. You didn't sign up for no reason. You had a reason you're signing up for this. For me, it was because I didn't have anything to allocate my physical fitness to anything. And I didn't want to be a bodybuilder. I didn't want to be just a runner. I kind of wanted to do a lot and just spread my wings and kind of do whatever I kind of feel like. And I think Ironman is a really good representation of that. And that's for me. For you, I don't know why you joined Ironman training. I don't know why you joined Hacks or why you're doing triathlon, but I do know you have a reason behind that. And I think to really look at the reason behind that is a lot more meaningful than what you would be thinking about when you're thinking about quitting training or quitting a workout or quitting this or quitting that. For example, one time I was on a bike before Ironman Penticton. This was in August 2022, and this was definitely the hardest cycling ride of my life. It was really lonely. I barely knew anyone in triathlon or anyone like in the fitness world, and it was just extremely lonely. And I was just on a bike, and I just started crying. I just started crying, thinking like, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? This sucks. I'm putting myself through hell for what? To cross a finish line and to do this or do that. But you have to realize in those situations, your mind's not in a good space. Your mind isn't in a healthy space because you're training for so long. You're putting so much stuff on yourself. And just to think back on, why am I doing this? I'm doing this because of this. I know it will be worth it. This is a fun journey. How boring it would be to do something that everyone else does and not experience anything else and not have a better and new story to tell. So that's one of the reasons I wrote down, is knowing that why you started. That really got out of me a lot of dips in workouts. I want to quit this workout. No, why'd you start? And that just, it sets your mind right again. To have that question to ask you, maybe it's not why didn't you start? Maybe it's not why didn't you start? But maybe it's something else. And going to the second point, it's just how fortunate we are to be doing this. To have two legs, to have two arms, to have a healthy heart and a healthy brain and a healthy head to get us through this. I think this is a very overlooked topic in fitness and just this space, because it is rare to have. We have this amount of time to do this Ironman training at this age, whatever age you are, it doesn't matter. I always relate to when someone does the Ironman and they have no arms or no legs and they're on one of the bikes that they have no legs, or maybe they're paraplegic or their legs don't work, is they're cycling and they're moving the wheels like this. And it's amazing. When I go by that, why am I complaining? Why am I complaining? Look at him. He's still a beast. He's still doing it. He has that mindset. And to just have little things in our heads for when things get tough in Ironman training, in life, it all correlates to everything. I feel like doing Ironman training and just going through this process has taught me way more than anything in my life, because it's so hard, but you learn so much from it. You learn so much from it. You learn so much about yourself, about other people, about the community, and just about things that you wouldn't get in other places. So that's point number 2, is just how fortunate you are to be in the situation of training for an Ironman or a sprint triathlon or a marathon or a run or whatever you're doing. It doesn't really matter. And number 3 is you are here for a reason. You're doing this training for a reason. Everything that's led up to this point has brought you here. For myself, my hockey path has brought me here. Everything has brought me here to be doing this Ironman training and to be running, biking, swimming, and lifting. And you're probably doing it. Maybe you played baseball, maybe you played soccer, maybe you played whatever, track or swimming or biking, but you're here and you are here for a reason. You're not in the wrong spot. You're just here. You're meant to be here. And if you don't want to continue to do it, you don't have to. There's no obligations for you to keep going. But which is bringing me to the fourth point, is knowing it will be hard and it will be worth it when you look at the grand scheme of things after you finish the race. The race finish line is very deceiving because we all say, oh, we want to do an Ironman, or we want to do a marathon or a race to finish, to cross the finish line, to say we did it. But every time every time we cross the finish line, we look back and we think about how cool that 4 or 5 months of training has been, and how that is what we wanted to enjoy. But we have the finish line and we think that's where we want to finish. But really, it's the journey to get up there. Because when we're training 20 hours a week for 16 weeks, that's a lot of hours. And how long's the race? Like 5 to 10 hours? Or a full like 15 hours? And that's that little a time. But we're training for this long. It just says that we have a lot of stuff to do in training for something at the end of it, but it's really the whole block, and just to really enjoy the journey, appreciate it all, and just look at it like this is a chapter that I'm going through. So that's that's why you're here for a reason. And then the last reason I want to touch on is just telling you that it will be hard. It's not going to be easy. I tell this to a lot of people that join Hacks, is it will be hard. It's not going to be easy. I'm not doing the work for you. I'm planning you. I'm guiding you. I'm helping you. But really, who is the one waking up early and doing 5-hour trainer rides and going for a long run? I'm not doing it. You are. I'm doing my stuff. I'm grinding. I'm going through the stuff I need to get through, and you are too. And we're all on this journey together. That's why I love the community that Hacks has, and everyone tries to bring everyone up. And when everyone is like that, there's nothing bringing anyone down. So when we're just constantly repeating the cycle of let's go, you're doing great, you're doing great, you're doing great, we all do great and we all lift up together. And when it's hard, but when you have people around you when it's hard, it's a lot easier to get yourself out of the drought. When you're by yourself in a drought, who's gonna get you out? You're gonna have to snap out of it. And I think that's a lot harder because your mind's in a place where it's deep, it's dark. It's like, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this training? Why am I running? But then when you have a team around you, it's a lot quicker, because maybe I'm feeling really good today and you're having a shitty run and you're running and you're like complaining or whatever, but I bring you up. Your brain's gonna get, and your mindset's gonna rise way easier than you just being alone. So that's why I feel like having a community and a group and a team to train with is super important, especially going through Ironman training, marathon training, lifting training. But that's what I wanted to share today. I just got back to Kelowna, BC from Austin, so we're doing some stuff here. I'm moving to Kelowna, so this is going to be a really good summer. It's going to be a really cool environment. We're going to do a camp here and a camp down the line somewhere else in Canada, Muskoka, Ontario. But with that being said, thanks for watching the video. These hats drop on April 30th. Is it April? Yeah, April 30th. These hats, a lot of people want them, but we don't have a ton in stock. So we're releasing them, and I wear this every day. It's a classic running hat, cycling hat, working out hat, going out hat. A lot of people style them, and I think the best part of it is the quality. Like, as you can see, it's fully stitched on a very good material. This is sweat proof, so when you sweat, like you're sweating, you're biking, you're running, it just drips off the beak, and you can just throw it in the sink and wash it off, and it's fresh. Because it's like you don't have to, like, you can curl it up and stuff, and it still really holds its stand. So these are dropping April 30th. And if you want to join Hacks, if you want to apply, I don't know how many more people we're actually bringing in, but hit the link below to apply. I'll be in contact with you. We want to get you on the team. We want to get you around community and people that want you to succeed, as well as you bringing your energy into the group. Because that's why I talk with you first, is to see if you are fitted in this community. And if you're not, that's okay. That's okay. But if you are, then that's even better, because you'll bring a lot of positivity and just a lot of effects and motivation to the group, to other members. So with that being said, thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.